Interesting polling. Matt Goodwin, pollster, friend of GB News as well, has done a lot of polling, and it's turned out that 53% of voters would support an immediate 5-year freeze on all further immigration to the UK.
I'm surprised it's not higher.
So that we could better absorb mass migration of the last 20 years. That's altogether is 53%. Brexit voters, 79%. Conservatives, 78%. Labour voters, 35%. Remainers, 35%. Interesting, Tonya. Shows a real, well, it's not really a revelation, is it? But the political division between those who want more migration and those who don't.
Workers, 62%.
Workers, 62%.
I mean, this mass immigration that we've got is just undermining our British workers. It's undermining everything about what we need in Britain. It's completely undermined our trust in our government, first and foremostly. I mean, Brexit, the main thing about Brexit was to get immigration under control so we can have a decent pay for our workers. I mean, of course, we will always need talented people to come in, but those people are not the ones coming into this country. And that's the biggest problem. We will always need brain surgeons and engineers and that type of worker to come in, because you need to keep the brain gap going. But what's happening here is that people are not getting to work, and it can disproportionately undermines the non-graduate work people in this country and the workforces for this country. So I don't know how we're going to stop this, but, you know, it sounds better than Rwanda to me.
Well, not this way.
And what are the other things?
I mean, hang on. How are we going to stop? Because your bloke on the broadcast round the other day, Nigel, Darren Jones, said Labour were going to cut it to 200,000 without giving a single idea how he's going to do it.
Well,
what is he? Cinderella?
Yeah, I mean, one of the ways you do it is to make sure that British workers weren't undercut by foreign workers.
Yes.
That is one part of it's one part of Labour policy. As far as this particular idea goes, it's completely off the planet. If anyone seriously thought we could do it, you'd end up with GDP would go down, inflation would go up, you'd have longer hospital waiting lists, and universities would be struggling to actually make ends meet, because those are everything is actually interlinked. You can't take immigration in isolation. You've got to take the effect it has on the economy.
But Nigel, universities, for example, which is one of my real bugbears, they're a broken system that's relying on foreign students coming over and feeding them when they are broken. So, you know, maybe if we didn't have all these foreign students coming over, universities would be forced to fix their system.
Well, what about the lack of nurses? 47,000 vacancies in nursing, 150,000, 52,000 vacancies in social care. If you followed this kind of idea and you stopped immigration in its tracks, we would never be able to fill those posts.
So would you carry on at the rate of 700,000 a year, which is what
no? I think what you need is don't set a cap on these things. Make the whole thing properly flexible, so you take people in as the economy needs them. So at the moment, most of these figures are being fueled by the health and social care visas, because we need those people really desperately.
And then they bring in several dependents.
Yeah.
Maybe there should be a limit on the amount of dependents you can bring in if you're coming to work in social care.
Well, I mean, again, that's part of the flexibility thing. It depends on... It's recruiting... It's like recruiting for any job. If you need to attract people there, and that relies on dependents coming in, then that would be part of your package.
But Nigel, if we got some of the people on benefits into work, that would mean we wouldn't need so many people
which
coming
case, then
the work shy.
Yeah,
well, and there are plenty of them.
Well, whether there are plenty of them or not, we certainly know that 2 million people are sick and unable to work at the moment who probably would work, but that's where you get NHS waiting lists down. And these are the people who will get NHS waiting lists down because they fill the gaps that exist at the moment.
Isn't part of the problem we have such a long waiting list is because we've had 750,000 people who arrived here net last year, many of them for whom free healthcare is just
It's not free. Hang on, no, it's not free. These people pay over £1,000 on the NHS immigration surcharge to actually access the NHS, so it's not free.
You're never going to convince him, Beverly.
Tonya and Nigel, thanks for